Hey, good morning, y'all. Yeah, it's like 10 a.m. here. And I just woke up not too long ago. Honestly, that's the first good news, but we'll get to that in a second. I have learned that it really helps me as someone who's overcoming ADHD to start my day by organizing my brain. Like literally cleaning out, like a brain cleanse is what I sometimes call it. Just cleaning out my thoughts before the day even begins, before I start any other tasks. My brain wakes up going like a mile a minute. So I have to get everything out of it and like sort through all my random ideas, all the what ifs of the day, all the residual from last night, just all the connections that are running through my head. You feel me? So then I ask myself, like, do I just need to externally process this? Like, am I working through something still, deliberating and meditating? Or is Yah trying to show me something, like something devotional related? Does it need to go on my to-do list or a calendar somewhere or a sticky note? Or is it a point that belongs in a lesson? Or right now, in the present moment, is it something that belongs in my PhD statement of objectives? That's how I get my executive functioning to work for me, by like categorizing my thoughts and literally organizing my thoughts as if I'm organizing a deep freezer before my ADHD medicine even kicks in. Some days I don't even take it. Like, I don't tend to take it on the Sabbath at all. It's such a mellow day, I don't have to. It's like being in the wilderness on the Feast of Tabernacles. Me and my kids didn't need the medicine at that point. I remember one time a former medicine management nurse, she said something I'll never forget. She told me that she was listening. She's like, I was listening to the symptoms. I was listening for symptoms of bipolar, but then I realized, no, you're not bipolar. You're just really smart and you talk fast. That was like the best assessment of me that I've ever heard. I will never forget that because it was so simple and she nailed it. She nailed it. And I was just so grateful to have a doctor who could actually discern the difference. It was also nice because my ex used to love to accuse me of being bipolar. Actually, most toxic people will accuse you of being bipolar or mentally unstable. They just Google the first immediate symptoms of bipolar disorder to try to suggest you're crazy when you're on to their lies. But anyway, this is like one of those random thoughts type of videos. They really help me organize my mind, but they also let me share a little snippets about my life, my testimony, and it allows me to humanize myself and not just be viewed as some kind of oracle or prophet who just knows all this stuff in the scripture, because I don't know everything, for one thing. And like I've always said, y'all can look up the same stuff I can. I'm not nobody else's brain. Do your own work. So I don't want to be this robotic, like Bible obsessed talking head. I'm a human. I laugh, I think, I adjust, I grow, I make mistakes, I learn lessons like everybody else. And so these posts just give me space to just be me and share my personality a bit and get on camera looking like, with the slave chignon. That's what I call it. It's a joke. Hopefully that didn't offend nobody. But I'm actually super excited. So because this is my first point. I can tell that my body is finally adjusting to the new time zone. So yesterday I took what was supposed to be a short nap. It was definitely not a short nap. It definitely wasn't a power nap. It turned into like 3 or 4 hours. And I woke up around like 8 or 9 p.m. thinking, oh no, did I mess up my schedule again? But then I noticed something different. Like my body didn't really feel off. And I realized like there's a shift in the time that I fell asleep and the time that I woke up. So instead of fighting it, I just got up and treated it like part of the day. I just knocked out a few tasks and, took a shower and just did everything as if I was finishing my day and then getting ready for bed. Getting like a bedtime routine can help your circadian rhythm, they say. And then I naturally started to wind down again around like 1 a.m. Woke up again at 5:45 a.m. and I could feel it, like my rhythm is changing. It's working. I'm actually adjusting to the time change finally. Most people don't have to adjust to a time difference this big. So when it's 3 or 4 hours, it's a little easier, but this is a 6-hour difference. So it just takes a little bit longer. I've been here for a week now, but I'm doing it. It's just reassuring for when I relocate, because now I know what to expect and I know how to make the process smoother next time, Okay, so point number 2. I'm also super freaking excited because I finally broke through the wall of, I had hit a wall with my statement of objectives that I'm working on for my PhD application for, like I said, the neuroscience, social psychology, and cognitive science program. So I've been speaking up a lot lately about patriarchy not being biblical. And I knew somehow this probably tied into my PhD research. I just couldn't pinpoint how. And yesterday I finally sat with it, meditated on it, and I sought the Most High for clarity, and the clarity is coming. I feel my help coming, y'all. I feel my help coming. Hallelujah. When I get stuck, I have right now, what I like to do, it's very helpful. I like to externally process on ChatGPT. I just reflect and spit out everything on my brain. And sometimes because I circle the point, but I don't quite land the plane. And ChatGPT will help me land the plane. It'll reflect back what I'm trying to say so I can hear the exact word or phrasing that finally pinpoints and gets to the point. It synthesizes. I love that word. I'm not good at it though. I'm working on it. My bestie Tiara does this for me too. Like I would sometimes send her a long Marco Polo video, 10, 15 minutes. And somewhere around minute 12, I finally hit the real point. Everything before that was like build up detours and like gathering my thoughts. And she always knows how to synthesize for me. And I'll be like, why couldn't I have just said that? Why can't my brain do that? That's when I realized that I talk as if I'm jumping out of an airplane and I'm like opening the parachute on the way down. It's probably like the best metaphor I've ever come up with. I literally just thought of it this morning for how my brain works. So if you're listening to me, if you listen to my videos often, just remember that metaphor and bear with me. I am going to land the plane. I always do. And I'm working on synthesizing it. But sometimes my brain gets ahead of my mouth and trying to get them to sync up is just hard work for my executive functioning. The intellect is there, which y'all have probably figured out by now, like my psychiatrist said, but it's just that organizing the thoughts enough to get it out clearly is work. And honestly, I think a lot of prophets probably have ADHD. I can't prove it. Don't hold me to that. Maybe I'll study it one day in my neuroscience program. But I just suspect it, or I can't help but wonder. Let me put it that way. Because I feel like that my ADHD can be a benefit to me. It can be a superpower if I use it correctly, surrender those weaknesses to the Holy Spirit. Because I'll have prophetic visions and flashes like back to back. And y'all be downloading information so freaking fast. I say this all the time. My friends hear me say it all the time, but I be feeling like the Most High is feeding me information and revelation through a fire hose. And I'm just like, bro, hold on, slow down. So imagine you're trying to process like one revelation while another one is coming. Like I'll be talking about a thought and another vision or revelation hits and I get detoured. It really feels like Amos 9 and 13 to 15, where the blessings overtake you. Revelations work like that too, seriously. So yeah. My brain just moves faster than my mouth. And the way that I just explained this probably actually demonstrates what I'm trying to explain. Imagine the explanation explaining the explanation or demonstrating the explanation. Anyway, all that to say, I'm finally landing the plane on my statement of objectives. Hallelujah. All praise to the Most High Yah. Barak Hashem Yahweh. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because it's coming together. It's due by like the week before Thanksgiving. So it needs to come on and come together. It's due right before I come back from being out of town. So yeah. Okay. If my points are going to be this long-winded, I might have to cap them at 4 or 5. So allergens and pollen. Let's talk about that. Deep breaths because I'm doing the fast talking thing. So in my arrival videos, I showed all these gorgeous flowers. And by the way, it's pronounced Kaneohe. 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 Hey. It's not Kaneohe like I said in my other video, child. I'm going to get it together though. I'm going to get it together. I went to Target and that's where I found what I needed, which was eye drops. Because seriously, I'm not just learning to adjust to the circadian, the time difference, you know, but also allergens. And child, let me tell you, the allergens here are more than an ocean, okay? Ooh, glory to the Most High Yah for his glorious, politudinous nature. In Ohio, I never open my windows unless the weather's perfect. So I really don't know what I thought I was going to get away with here. If it's humid or rainy, I already know better because once that air gets in the house, it's over. It's done for. The spores is just all up and through the air. And my eyes get to leaking, my nose draining, and now apparently here, my eyeballs itch. That's new. So yeah, I done had all allergies all my life, at least back since college that I can recall. And every September, I would get a sinus infection so bad that it felt like I was swallowing glass until I finally discovered pseudoephedrine, like Sudafed. And then I also eventually started taking Claritin. Claritin really fixes most of my life problems with allergies. But, by the way, hold on. Fun fact, slight detour, but I'm going to get back. This will preach. So just hear the symbolism underneath it. But a lot of our problems, allergy problems, come from male-dominated landscaping. Men decided that the female trees were too messy, too much to clean up after. So they started planting more male trees when they started building our cities. And those release more pollen. Patriarchy like manipulated the environment and for their convenience and ended up making everybody miserable with our sinuses and allergies. They literally cut off their noses to spite their faces. Because I know some of them are out here paying for allergy meds just like the rest of us. Like, you really didn't think that through. Do they ever think it through? Honestly. Anyway, end rant, close parentheses, back to my point. So, because of these patriarchal men, I have raging allergies. Thanks. Another disclaimer and parenthetical phrase here. I'm not talking about boys when I complain about these things. I'm talking about grown men. The boys we still have hope for. We can break cycles with them and train them up in the way they should go. I'm talking about arrogant, pompous, controlling men who go out and literally manipulate things in the earth that negatively harm and impact us all. Anyway, back to me. So my allergies are bad in Ohio. I don't know why it didn't occur to me that they'd be raging here as well. So I did pack Claritin, but I didn't plan for all the blooming, tropical, gorgeous trees and florals. So the pollen here is bananas. So I got here and it felt so freaking amazing outside. And I thought, oh, let me just open some windows. I'm on vacation. Child, listen. Biggest mistake. My eyes were leaking and itching the first few days. And to top it off, I couldn't even figure out how to close the freaking windows after I opened them, child. They stayed open for 2 whole days. I set myself up for the okie doke, okay? So the good news is, it was a happy accident because I need to learn how to do this if I relocate, when I relocate. I figured out how to handle it. So I still take my Claritin. I got pseudoephedrine on standby just in case the sinus pressure gets to be too much. And I got Refresh Tears to moisturize my eyes. And then this special drop, another eye drop that you only use once a day with olapatadine in it. So I'm learning how to navigate Hawaii. And so it becomes like less of a concern. The circadian rhythm, the allergies, the environment, it's all like coming together and starting to make sense to me. And I'm getting comfortable in it. And each thing I figure out now means that I'll be just better prepared when I officially relocate. So a win is a win. Honorable mention, some of y'all have gotten the little heart from me. The one, it reminds me of like the care emoji, the little Care Bear emoji on Facebook. So that we're all clear. Sending that little heart just really makes my day. It makes me so happy because I feel like I'm sending love. And just, I don't know, I think it gives you like this little reward in your brain. So it's just my way of sending the little Care Bear stares and saying much ahava. That's Hebrew for love, for those who don't know. Much ahava to you. That's all. I'm just sending love, especially since I'm always coming out here rebuking everybody. I just want you to know I love you and I'm rebuking lovingly. That's all it is when I use that feature. I am not flirting. Just want to clarify. I don't get down like that. It's just genuine love and joy and care to the mishpaka. The mishpaka. So anyway, so my point number 4 for my brain cleanse, I said I would try to keep it down to 3 to 4 points. I have also learned that this one's, by the way, a little more deep or whatever, a little more clinical, but living on an island means lots of moisture and mold issues. Nothing dramatic there. There's simple fixes like getting a dehumidifier or just keeping the airflow good, but it's something for me to be mindful of. So I'm not going to be owning a home at this point, so I don't have to worry about that as much long term. But it's just good for me to know and for me to note. My eyes are itching. Oh, it's time for me to take my olapatadine soon. I can feel it because they're getting itchy. Anyway, the place I'm staying in now is kind of like a master suite, a guest en suite type of situation off the back of a home. And because it rains a lot, the ductwork that runs along the back of the house, you know how the pipe will go, the ductwork will go down the side of the house and has a little spout at the bottom on the ground. Well, it constantly is getting water because the rainwater has created, and you know, there's always rain and moisture. We're right by the bay. And because of that, it's created this like limestone on the concrete on the walkway. And my brain thinks it's mold. Even though it's outside, everything can breathe. It looks like mold to me. And that's where my brain starts doing its thing. So see how I said this is going to get kind of clinical mental health wise? It's one of those little idiosyncrasies about me. I think it's a mix of trauma and natural protective characteristics, but it's just intensified. It is blown out of proportion. Like, y'all did give us certain instincts, survival instincts from the very beginning. Like if you were to see a bright red frog out in the woods or something, your brain knows, don't touch that. It's probably poisonous. We're wired with that kind of protection built in as humans. All praise to the Most High for that. But for me, some of those protective instincts are in overdrive. If I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna do too much most of the time, honey. That's just how he made me. And so that water stain on the concrete, it really disgusts me. It is unnerving because my brain reads it as uncleanness. Like ever since I started keeping Torah, guarding Torah, and observing his laws, Yah's laws, the word unclean just hits differently. Like my body and my spirit recognize things that feel unsafe or contaminated. Ooh, contamination. Ugh. And I just can't unsee it. It's not even about like cleanliness in like the regular messy bedroom type of sense. I don't mind a home that looks lived in. That doesn't bother me. But things that are unclean, absolutely not. Like if I walked into a roach infested kitchen, my body would literally break out in hives. I'm not exaggerating. I'm serious. I experienced this phobia on a biological, like neurological level. My nervous system goes into full protection mode, the same way it reacts to when I have a sun rash. That's one of the reasons that I could actually never work certain jobs in social work. We had a conversation about this in my internship, and my professor looked at me like I was crazy and uppity. I'm not trying to be. I know I want to help people, but you're going to have to come on my clean turf. I can't do it. Because some of that stuff reads as unsafe, and my body literally has a reaction. I would have to quit that job. So yeah, I'm not going up in certain people's houses and stuff like that. And so I might, seriously, I was thinking about getting a doormat to cover the lime scale spot just while I'm here, because it's really messing with my brain. And the backyard is gorgeous. You've seen it in the videos, tropical and lush and the mountain view, and it's wonderful. That one spot though, oh child, ugh. And the thing is, I know I'm safe. I know I'm safe. It can't hurt me. But my nervous system does not seem to know that. And I think Yah knows that too. He knows this is a weakness of mine, which is why he's been so protective of me, like quite literally my whole entire life, even at my lowest points in life and even growing up poor. But fast forward to being an adult when I was almost homeless and I was trying to find a place to live. I was even looking in the hood, looking into projects and things because I was just trying to survive and not end up homeless. The Most High has never let me end up somewhere that would trigger this phobia. And I'm very grateful for that. It may seem small to you, but when it's my phobia, it's big deal to me. His grace and mercy, because even in poverty, he's kept me in environments that were clean enough and upkept enough and nice enough that my nervous system can handle it, because otherwise it would be debilitating. It's bad enough as it is, but I manage it right now, but it would be so much worse if I lived in certain places. And for anyone wondering, yeah, this is tryptophobia related, that aversion to like clusters or holes or certain textures. It's all interrelated. They're entangled. So, and don't look it up. If you think that you can relate to what I'm saying, if you think you might have what I'm describing, don't look it up, because all these images will come up that set off your nervous system. I know mine goes straight into defense mode. I'm telling you, I will break out in hives and have to go home and take a shower. Otherwise, I'm no good. I'm useless for the rest of the day until I feel like I've gotten it off of me. It's tied also to my trauma as well. My nervous system like perceives it as unsafe. And this really goes back to childhood. So it's like my complex trauma diagnosis exacerbates the problem. It goes back, like I remember even being 4 years old and I was just outside, hair all fresh, cute little blue magic greased up with the knickerknockers and stuff, my little cute summer outfit. And I was eating those little red fish gummies and I dropped them. They came rolling out of the bag and landed on something gross. I think it was like a worm or something, a dead bird. It was a dead bird. And bugs and stuff and maggots were picking and eating off of it. Oh, yuck. It's such a vivid memory though. And it stayed with me ever since. And I just remember like visiting people, sometimes like when I was little, certain people that my mom was cool with, it was only one or two, but she wouldn't even want to go over there. But there were certain places that they just were dirty and like roach infested. And I can't. I don't care how kind you are. I can't do it. I couldn't sit. I was afraid to breathe too deep. And the host would be like, "You all right, baby? You want something?" No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you. I'm fine. I would try to be so polite. As soon as I would get home as a kid, I would go wash and scrub my arms and just clean myself. I have been this way since elementary school. I just didn't have the words to explain it and express it back then. That's why I'm really big on words and giving people words to express what their concerns are. Sometimes misbehavior comes from simply not having the words to say what's bothering you. So anyway, those are just my little quirks and phobias and weaknesses. I decided to share because, what is it Paul said? That I'll rather boast in my weaknesses so that y'all's strength can be made perfect in me. This one right here, this little phobia thing, I don't know how he's gonna make it like a strength or nothing, but I'm boasting in it because like he said, there's just certain spurs in your side that they're going to keep buffeting you. They're not going to go away. That's also what he says in that passage. And this is one that it's been with me since childhood. I guess it ain't going nowhere. So I just ain't going to be living nowhere unclean. That's me and him. We got this unspoken deal. So anyways, those are my little shares for today. I have cleaned my brain. I think now my brain is cleansed enough for me to focus on my statement of objectives. Statement of objectives. I'm excited. Okay, just pray for your girl. Pray for your girl. I'm so excited. When I finally get this thing and I land the plane, it's gonna be on point. Like, it's gonna be on point. Yeah, I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. You know, you hype me up. Hype me up. I'm probably too old to be. Wait a minute. Let me not do ageism. I'm not too old. I am channeling my inner child. Judge your mama. Hopefully this video was a little amusing for you on this good Tuesday. I hope that you are enjoying yourself wherever you are and that you have a peaceful and productive day. Oh wait, real quick, y'all. I took out my slave chignon. I wanted to show off my little braid set. It's cute, right? It's cute. Yeah. From my future Hawaii loctician. I need to find somewhere to go today because I'm cute, child. Have an amazing day.